This is balancing redox reactions part 2. You really need to pause the video and write these rules down on the right that I'm going to go over. And maybe after I go over them, I don't care which. The first rule is find and write the half reactions. So you got to find what's oxidized and find what's reduced and write those half reactions. So I'm going to do that right now. So I check oxidation states, and as always, I check I is -1 and it's 0 here, and chlorine is -1. I just put it in over here. It's -1, and the chlorine over here, it's see, this is minus oxygen total is -6, so this chlorine must be +5 on there. So those are the things that are oxidized and reduced. So I write those half reactions, and I just write down ClO3 minus going to Cl minus, and I minus going to I2. Okay, that's the first step on here. Now I'm going to recopy this and write down the rest of these rules because you got to have them on paper to do this. What we'll do next is balance the element that changes oxidation state. Then we'll balance the oxygens, and we'll do this by adding water. Then we'll balance the H's with H plus. Then we'll balance the electrons for each half reaction, and then we'll add them together. So I'm going to rewrite on the next page. Okay, this is what I had, and I minus is losing electrons. So loses electrons, Leo goes GER, loses electrons is oxidation. Notice how I had to think about that. It's easy to screw it up. And this one is gaining, and it's our reduction. So the first thing I do is I go through the half reactions, and I check that the element that's being reduced or oxidized is balanced. And in this case, down here with the iodine, it is not. So immediately I'll put 2I minus in there and balance the iodines. Easy. Now I go through and I balance. I look for oxygens, and I have ClO3 minus. Now these are all occurring in aqueous solution, so there's all kinds of water there. So you can just add water and H plus. So to balance the oxygens on this side, I have 3 on the left. I'll add 3 waters on the right. I had to redraw that a little bit. So there's my 3 waters added on. And so now I balance the hydrogens. And so when I balance the hydrogens, I have 6 hydrogens on the right. And so I'll need 6H plus on the left. Remember, we have H plus and water everywhere. Okay. So I'll check it. I have my oxygens balanced. I have 3 on the left, 3 on the right. Hydrogens balanced, 6 on the right, 6 on the left. And now all I got to do is balance the charge. And I got to do it on both of these. I'll do it on the iodine first. It's easiest. I have a charge of -2 total on the left. So I'll need 2 electrons over here. And on the right, for the chlorine half reaction on the top, I have a total of -1 here, and I have a total of -1 plus 6, which is +5. So I need to add 5 electrons. That'll change everything. I got to get to -1, so I got to add 6 electrons. 6 electrons. So if I add 6 electrons here, that will give me -6 on the left and +6, that's 0, and a -1, that's -1 on the left, and then a -1 on the right. So I'll rewrite. So there I have my 2 balanced half reactions. And so now I got to add them so that the electrons uh, cancel. And so I notice I have 6 electrons here and 2 electrons here. I won't completely cross multiply. I'll get the common denominator, which is 6, and just multiply the bottom by 3. And so when I add these together, I get 6 electrons from the top plus 6H plus ClO3 minus, and then on the bottom plus 2I minus. There's my equal sign. And I get from the top Cl minus plus 3H2O plus on the bottom, from the bottom reaction, I2 plus 6 electrons. And my electrons cancel. And I should check everything. I got 6H pluses here. I got 6H's here, so H's cancel or balance. Chlorines balance. I got 1 and 1. 2 iodines, 2 iodines, and 3 oxygens and 3 oxygens. And if I want to check, I can check the charge on this. I am plus 6, minus 1, minus 2, which equal, what's it? Oh, plus 6, minus 1, minus 2. That is plus 3 total here. And I am minus 1 here. Something's wrong. I found my mistake. I'm glad I made it. The iodine right here is wrong. I forgot to multiply it by the 3. It should be 2i minus times 3, so that makes that a minus 6. Okay, so I have plus 6, minus 1, and minus 6. That gives me a total of minus 1. And so it is balanced now that I made that correction. Very easy to do. You have to be very careful with that. Okay, there you go. Just to be certain, I rewrote everything. And this is the 6, or yeah, the 6i minus and the 3i2 that I forgot. And we'll double check charges. Plus 6, minus 1, minus 6. That totals up to minus 1. And we have minus 1 on this side. So we're good to go.